All right, so to draw f prime, typically my first goal is going to be to look for places on my original function where my original function is flat. So look for where f is flat. In other words, where we'll have a tangent line that is horizontal. And unfortunately, on this particular picture, there is no top of hill and there is no bottom of valley. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. But on the other hand, if I'm looking at this picture, one thing I notice is that our original function f is always increasing, always going uphill, which tells me that my f prime graph is always going to be above the x-axis. So f is increasing, tells us that f prime is above the x-axis. So never on this picture will I have a curve on f prime that is down below the x-axis. All right, now here, when x is equal to 0, we're thinking that our slope of f is undefined. So that tells me that on my f prime graph, I'm not going to have a point when x is equal to 0. So let's take a look at our picture from the left side up to x equal to 0. I know f prime will always be above the x-axis because f is increasing. And at the beginning, f is pretty flat. Not completely flat, but the slope is close to 0. Now up here, our slope is very large, so our graph is very steep. So on my f prime graph, where f is flatter, f prime will be close to 0. And when f is steep, f prime will be a very large number. The closer I get to x equal to 0, the steeper this graph is getting, until I have almost a slope of infinity, but I can't really talk about an infinite slope. So this is going to keep going up and up and up and up and up, and I have a vertical asymptote on my f prime graph. And on the right-hand side over here, if I start here where my slope is undefined, well, just to the right of that, I have a very, very steep slope, which means that my f prime graph will be very far away from the x-axis. And up here, f is flat, so our slope is close to 0. So our picture might look something like this. All right, are there any questions about this picture? Anyone else? Yes?
So even though f of x is continuous,
Yes?
that's not continuous.
So-
F prime is not continuous.
That's right. So, in fact, f is continuous, but because we have this undefined slope here, f is not differentiable at x equal to 0, and that's exactly where f prime is not continuous, where f prime does not exist.